Hello and welcome to my channel. I am excited to share with you some of the tips and practices for how to have the absolute best morning and fill yourself up with lots and lots of energy. I would like to cover two major aspects today. One is your emotional and mental state, and how do you really set yourself up for the day where you can really take on any challenges that life throws at you as the day progresses. And number two is the physical. How do you take care of your body so that you've got lots and lots of energy? Not all of us wake up energized in the morning, and that is a topic of whole another video about sleep hygiene and the importance of getting enough high quality sleep. I know that's an issue for a lot of people. We're not going to go into much about that in this video, but I do want to say that your morning does start the night before. So as much as possible, try your best to get enough sleep. That is really, really important. Now, when we think about our mornings, something that is quite common is for people to set an alarm for when they really need to get up and start doing everything they need to do, whether it is start to getting ready for school, get ready, get their kids ready for school, go to work, and all these other commitments. So my number one recommendation around having a very magical and positive morning that sets your day up for success is to really build in some time for yourself. All of these other aspects that I'm going to talk about in this video really entail you taking some time for you. So if you set the alarm for the time when you need to be up and doing stuff to serve kind of the rest of your day, this is not going to work. So ideally try to have anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes to yourself to be able to do all of these things, because believe me, they will pay off as you start to feel a lot more energy and be in the right mindset to take on the day. Tip number one, set your alarm for the time that allows you to have time for you. Tip number two, and this one covers the emotional and your mental state. Very often we wake up and straight away either start thinking about what we have to do today and start already loading ourselves with stressful thoughts, or we take our phones and start consuming the news or maybe emails, and again we already upload a whole lot of information, quite often something that's really quite stressful. So leave that. I'm not saying that you can't do that at all, but don't start your day with that. You've got the power to control what goes into your mind and your thoughts. So do yourself a favor, and the first thing in the morning, load yourself up with positive thoughts. This could look like a couple of deep breaths when you wake up and a brief gratitude practice. You don't even need to write anything down. You can just do a couple of gentle stretches in bed and a couple of deep breaths and give gratitude to this day, to the fact that you were fortunate enough to wake up, that you've got your body and you've got all these other things and people around you that you can be grateful for. Another alternative is for you to do a quick meditation practice. This is probably the only reason that I think is okay to use your phone in the morning or first thing in the morning. There are lots and lots of beautiful morning meditations that really help you set yourself up for success. And what this does is really helps you, it really helps you to start your day on a positive note. And then that way, no matter what happens, we can't necessarily control the circumstances and the challenges that happen throughout the day, but that means that at least we started the day on the positive. So whatever comes our way, we're more likely to respond in a more positive and a resilient way. So that's in terms of the mental and emotional element. The other aspect that's really important for us to take care of is our body, so our physical energy. Again, a lot of the times we wake up quite sluggish, and what are the first things that we do? We make ourselves a coffee and then we start, take a shower, brush our teeth, blah, 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 start getting ready for work or whatever else we need to do. And we're not really taking the time to care for our body and for us to really get our energy to the optimal state. There are a few aspects that are really important for you to be doing on a regular basis in order for you to feel your best self in the morning and as a result throughout the day as well. The sequence of this is not really important. You can decide in what order you'd like to do these things, but it's really important that you do ideally all of them. But again, we remember there's something is better than nothing. Best way to build habits is to start by picking 1 or 2 things max. So if you don't have any of these things in your routine, do some and then build on from here. If you find that most of those things you already have in your routine, you might then be able to incorporate 1 final or 2 final bits to really have the ultimate energy generating mornings. So on the physical level, first one is making sure you're hydrated. This is super simple, but I know a lot of people don't do it. So make sure you've got a glass of water next to your bed. You wake up, you did your stretches and breaths, and you have some water. I personally love having warm water in the morning. It also jumpstarts my digestion as well, and I just really like the feeling of warm water. But it doesn't really matter as long as you are hydrated. You can obviously follow up with coffee or tea afterwards, but please do not start your morning without a glass of water. So that's the hydration piece. Second one is move your body. Again, I know a lot of people love to exercise in the mornings. That's fantastic. And those people I know really love the feeling of feeling super energized for the rest of the day. But you don't have to go and do a full workout. This is where even 5-10 minutes of some kind of activity really helps get your blood flowing and just work out all of the tensions that you might have accumulated throughout the night. And it makes a massive difference. You can do any activity that you like. It could be some gentle stretches, neck rolls and spine stretches. Could be some gentle yoga. Again, lots of things on YouTube you can find on that. Maybe a bit of dancing, some cardio activity. Maybe you do a couple of planks. Whatever you do, just get your body moving. Again, this can be something that is really quick. 5-10 minutes is all you really need, but you'll already notice a huge difference around how your body is feeling. Another one is light. Expose yourself to light. In the ideal world, what this would look like is that you go outside for 5-10 minutes. This is where you could potentially combine it with physical activity as well, and you gaze on the sky. Obviously, don't look at direct sunlight. That's not good for you, but early in the morning, exposing ourselves to light really helps to fuel us up with energy. Now, for many of us, that's not realistic. We wake up while it's still dark. For me right now, it's wintertime in Australia and it is pitch black when I wake up. So whilst this is not the ultimate, but still turn on the light at home and try and expose yourself to as much light as possible. Still open up the blinds once the sun is up, even if it's a little bit later. Do make sure that you spend at least some time outside, and particularly if it's early hours of the morning, avoid wearing sunglasses. Again, we're not looking at the direct sunlight, but it's really important that your body gets that natural light. It really helps with your circadian rhythm and the energy levels, and that's something that a lot of us don't get these days because we wake up, it's dark, we get ready, we get in our cars, we drive somewhere, and that really messes with our energy levels. So light is incredibly important. And the final tip is one that probably most of you may find the hardest. That's definitely something that I found the hardest for myself personally, but also probably the most impactful in terms of feeling super energized. And that is doing a contrast shower. So you hop into a hot shower and then after a couple of minutes, you turn the water to cold, and whoa, the impact that you have in terms of how energized you feel is phenomenal. I guarantee you that even a few seconds of turning your water to cold and then turning it back to hot is gonna make you feel like you can do anything. With this one, if you're not a fan of cold like myself, I'd recommend that you build up slowly. So I built this habit up over a few months of starting from just a couple of seconds of cold water. It probably was quite lukewarm initially and then became colder, to getting to a point where now I can do 30 seconds of super cold water. And honestly, it is so challenging but also so energizing, and it has made wonders to how I feel in the morning and throughout the day. And I can't recommend it highly enough. If you Google the benefits of doing this, you'll see that there's lots and lots of benefits for your health in general as you do the contrast shower. So if you need more convincing, definitely check it out and learn more about it. So in summary, there's two aspects that you need to take care of to have the optimal amount of energy to have the absolutely magical morning and day ahead. And that's your mental and emotional state and your physical state. And we look after our mental state by paying attention to the thoughts and the informational inputs that we expose ourselves to in the morning. We do things like meditation and deep breathing and gratitude practices and journaling. And on the physical side, we really look to address all the physical components that help us to feel energized. Things like staying hydrated, looking at the light, doing some exercise, and doing a contrast shower. There's obviously lots of other things that you can do, but I guarantee that if you do at least some of these, if you're not doing any of these at the moment, you're going to notice a massive difference. And if you do get into the habit over time of incorporating all of these components into your mornings, you will notice that it makes an incredible difference to how you feel and the mood that you have in the morning, how you feel about mornings in general, and overall how you feel about your days. Let me know if any of these resonate with you and which one would you like to try. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.